The Serie A is one of the most beautiful leagues in the world. The iconic clubs, stadiums, legends, and of course football kits. And this year is no exception. The kits coming out of Serie A are some of the best, so let's take a look at them. Yeah, I'm really excited for this one. I love the Serie A. As you can tell, I'm a bit obsessed from the things that I have in this shirt. I'm obsessed with the league. I'm just obsessed with Italy in general, but I'm really loving the kits that are coming out this year. So, of course, we're going to rank them. That's what I do on this channel. I've got an Italian-themed tier list this time around because I just thought it'd be a little bit of fun. I'm sorry, Italians, if I butcher any of this. At the bottom, we've got Terrible for all the terrible shirts. Above that, we've got Meh, pretty universal. In the middle, we've got Va Bene, which means okay, they're alright. Above that, we've got Decente, which is decent. At the top, we've got Bellissima, the best kits going. And I reckon there's going to be a few of them, so let's jump into it. I'm going to do both the home and away shirts in this video, so strap in. It's going to be a long one. Let's start with Milan and their home shirt. It's a bit more of a traditional one. Going back to the roots, I think the last couple of seasons, they've gotten a little bit out there. Now we're back to tradition, black and red stripes. This one's actually celebrating their 125th anniversary, so there's loads of details to nod to that. I feel like I actually quite rate this. I don't know if it's been universally loved by football kit fans, but I think it's good. It's Milan, it's black and red, white accents, it's pretty traditional. You can't go wrong. I'll put this in Decente. I do feel like there might be a special one coming now. I feel like there has to be some big 125th anniversary kit further down the line, like a fourth shirt or something. I'm expecting that anyway. And as for their away, it's also very traditional, very classy. This one's kind of throwing it back to like the early 90s kits, you know, like the Champions League kits that Milan used to wear. This reminds me of that. It's got a nice polo collar with the bits of black and red in there as well, and a monochromatic badge. Again, a sleek, beautiful, wonderful shirt. I'm going to go Decente. It's really good. Right, off to Roma now. Adidas' second year with the club returning, and they took a different direction here. The home shirt is actually a nod to their old home, and more specifically the old season tickets, which is such a rogue inspiration, but I love it. Back when Roma used to play at the Campo Tessaccio? Fuck, I don't know how to say that. Tessaccio? Their season tickets looked a little like this, so a nod to that old ground and old ticket. The Roma kit has gone for a darker maroon colour with golden accents. Those golden accents also appear in a nice pinstripe on the front, and that's, you know, a little bit like the 97 kit as well. I think it's classy, it's bougie, it's Roma, do you know what I mean? The golden, the maroon, it's very luxurious, it's got a really niche reference behind it. I quite like it, and I think it's getting a bit of a bad rep. I'm not too sure why, but I think it is. I don't think it's GOAT, or no, not GOAT now, what we're doing. Bellissima is Decente. I feel like, yeah, I think I'm going to go Decente. The away shirt is another nod to their old home at God, I should have learned how to pronounce that before filming anyway. It's where Roma used to play most of their games before they moved to the Stadio Olimpico, so they're throwing it to that, and it's actually got a lot of street art in that area, so they've kind of gone with a graffiti vibe on this kit. So you can see that kind of like rough spray painted texture on the base. Also, the Lopetta logo's back, which I'm always a fan of. I love that Lopetta logo. But the execution falls flat on this, doesn't it? It just does. For some reason, I don't like it. It just kind of... Graffiti is such a hard thing to execute on football kits, and I feel like so many teams rarely get it right. This just looks a bit stinky. I'm going to throw it in... I'll throw it in Meh. I think the Lopetta saves it, but from being a Terrible, but we'll put it in Meh. Atalanta up next, and their home shirt is pretty traditional. The material looks really nice and prestigious. The cuffs as well, really a big fan of them. And the Lecce sponsor is quite cool, but it's that second sponsor that's kind of taken up a lot of space here. It starts to cram it a little bit, doesn't it? It's so unfortunate because I think this is a really classy shirt otherwise, and a sponsor is letting it down a lot. And I know a lot of clubs in the Serie A need two sponsors. They get more revenue when doing so, but it does have an effect on the kits, and that's just my opinion. So I'll put this in Va Bene. The way, however, is all of those things. It's traditional, got the nice white base, you know, the black and blue stripe, and the sponsor isn't up here. It's actually below the other sponsor, giving it a little bit more breathing room, giving the actual kit more breathing room, and also the old badge as well, the really nice kind of just the woman badge. Yeah, this is winning. This is going to go in... Decente. I had to look at what they were. Bologna up next now. Macron did a madness last season. They probably pulled out the best kit of all last season for Bologna. It was stunning. So it's going to be so hard to follow that, but they've done so by just keeping it simple, keeping it light, keeping it traditional. They've got the bold stripes, nice bit of accents in the cuffs and sleeve. It's simple, it's effective. I can't fault it. I really can't. Oh, I'm thinking between Decente and Va Bene. It's decent. It's decent. It's decente. I like it. And the exact same goes for the away. And I do need to add as well, just that sponsor, Saputo. Like, it's just a dairy company, but the logo itself, one, really strong logo, and two, it just works on Italian clubs kit. It just looks right. I don't know what it is. That gives it points as well, I think, which is mad. Cagliari up next. And now, when I first saw these kits, I was a bit like, oh no. But then I dug a little bit deeper and I'm actually like, yo, these are actually kind of nice. So the shirt is actually an ode to Sardinia, the island where Cagliari play. So it's that traditional half and half design, but there's a golden stripe down the middle separating them. And that's actually made up of a graphic of the Sardinian faith ring. And also in the sleeve, there's a pattern that reproduces the carving of the Sardinian creed. Just how I love it. Lovely little nods to Sardinia, like the home of the club. You know, a lot of the identity of the fans would be so deeply rooted in Sardinia. So seeing these little bit of Easter eggs in a kit, that's just brilliant, isn't it? So I feel like it doesn't look the best kit. It's okay. The meaning brings it way, way higher. I think I'm still going to keep it in Verbenne just because it's not like a well-beaten looking design. But the thought behind it and the execution is decent. I'll put it in Verbenne. And for the away, same again, more Sardinian nods. So this one's got a gold sun motif and it's also got some stylized wheat kind of things, you know, nodding to the farms. Yeah, more symbols of Sardinia. I'll put this one in Verbenne as well. Over to Como now. Oh, God. Oh, man. This is such a shame. When I saw that Adidas were going to take over at Como, I was buzzing because, you know what, all their other kits got a lot of hype and I thought they were naff, to be honest. I feel like I'm the only one that thinks this. The like water pattern on the front, it was just too jarring, and their sponsor as well looked naff. So when I saw Adidas coming in, and Adidas have been doing so well this season and last season, I was like, yeah, come on then, this is going to be fire. And then they produced this. Like, what the hell? What the hell didn't sound like me then? That was weird. What the shit? This kit is literally just an Adidas template, but with some weird stripes at the bottom, featuring that same water graphic from last season's kit. I don't get it. The stripes have no meaning. I looked into that. This is horrible. This is terrible instantly. And the same goes for the away as well, because it's the same but white. Oh my God, I've not been filming. I'm such an idiot. I've been chatting away for so long. Oh, I'm such an idiot. I'm such a fucking idiot. My battery died, so I changed it and then didn't press record, and I've been chatting for like the last 15 minutes about football kits, and you won't see that. Oh my God. Right up next, we've got Fiorentina, whose home shirt is, of course, purple. It's great to have such an iconic colour attached to your club, isn't it? Purple and Fiorentina, it's such a beautiful combination. And this is a classy kit. Of course it is, it's Kappa. They're going for a real classy thing at the moment. So this shirt has a nice, beautiful tonal patterns in there, nice polo collar, looking very, 90s or even 80s. And inside the collar, there's 13 lilies, 12 for the players and manager, and one in red for David Astore, who tragically died whilst playing for Fiorentina not too long ago. So a beautiful nod to him and just a beautiful kit in general. I'm a real fan of this. I'm going to put it in Decente. And as for the away, it's pretty much the same but white with red accents, but the badge is just the lily and not the weird kind of diamond badge that they've gone with nowadays, which I'm not actually a real fan of. It's too modern, it's not very Fiorentina. So just using the lily, it knocks it just into Bellissima, why not? I think it does. Do you know what next? And the home shirt follows the theme of the whole Serie A right now. I really think like the Serie A, most of the kits, you'll hear me say in this video, I've already said it loads, I'll say it more, nice, traditional, clean, these kind of like words are throwing up because they've stripped it all back. A lot of the design, they've kind of brought it back to tradition, brought it back to the roots of each club and their identities coming through in a nice sleek way, and I'm all for it. I'm all for these mad designs, but I feel like it's also really nice when you see these really cool clean home shirts. And this is just that. This Genoa shirt is just that. It's the half and half, nice kappa, nothing else to it. It's super simple, super sleek. I like it. I'm going to put it in Decente. And there's no away shirt for Genoa yet. Not even a leak, to be fair, so I can't rank that yet. Hellas Verona up next, and now they're actually celebrating the 40th anniversary of their historic Scudetto win, so they're doing it in style. Of course, they're recreating the kit that they wore back then. So it's got a nice blue base, thin yellow pinstripes, and actually the badge has come back, which is really nice. I like the fact that they've gone old school with the badge. They've really gone in on this homage. There's just one thing letting it down, and it's that collar. It's just a bit too thick. It almost looks like a turtleneck, which is never a good thing. You don't want that. So I was a bit harsh on that Hellas Verona kit because I looked at the photos after. Like when I was making this review, I'd only saw the photo of like the flat lay, and when I looked at the photos, I was like, oh, it's not that chunky. It doesn't come that high up. It's not like a turtleneck. So I was very wrong. So I originally had it in Verbenne, but then I moved it up to Decente because it's actually really class. The away is also a nod to that. The away is also a nod to that. Oh God. I literally just repeat myself like a robot then. The away is... Oh, God. The away is also a nod to that Scudetto win, but in a bit more of a modern take on it. So the base is this nice marble pattern in it, and the sleeves and the collar feature this nice little detail that actually resembles the old trophy arms of the old Scudetto trophy, which is such a unique take on like a design, like throwing it back to a trophy win and using that trophy, like the elements of that to influence your design. That's pretty cool. That's winning, if you ask me. That is really, really nice. And so I'm looking at this kit and I'm like, it's doing a little bit of history. It's a modern take on it. It's quite unique. I'm going to throw it in Bellissima. I'm going to do it. Right, Inter Milan up next, who are obviously defending their win last season. They won the league. They've got the 2 stars added now. They've won 20 Scudettos, which is just mad. The kit obviously has the Scudetto badge on it, which is pretty cool. Centralised Inter badge as well. 2 stars, golden. We're talking about all pretty cool things here. But that main design lets it down a little bit. They've gone for the traditional stripes on one side, but then they've also gone for like some mad looking diagonal ones on the other side. And that was supposed to represent like the tradition on one side, but also the moving forward in the modern day on the other side, which is, you know, it's good thought behind it. But it's just mixing the two together here hasn't landed. It looks just a bit too much of an eyesore for me. So this is going in, oh, I don't know. Terrible. I don't like it. It's terrible. Anyway, it's just that night template that I don't like already. Chelsea's away shirt, England's home shirt. It's all the same. They all look like this with different colours and that shit polo colour. Terrible as well. Poor Inter, man. It's just Nike for you. Juve up next, and they've gone back to basics here. They've gone back to the classic stripes. No more zebra shit. That was terrible. Bringing it back to the classic stripes, and I'm all for it. Looks a lot like the Newcastle kit, but I actually gave that Newcastle kit a high ranking. The difference is on this one, there's like a pattern in the base, and it's actually inspired by the moon. And I was a bit confused as well. But apparently the moon landing demonstrated that teamwork can really make the impossible achievable, which is such a lovely sentiment. But like, what's that got to do with Juventus? It's got nothing to do with Juve. They're just like, yeah, man, the moon landing was sick. And teamwork's amazing, guys. So funny. But like, the texture doesn't look that bad, actually. It looks quite cool, and it gives it kind of rustic look along with that simple, sleek stripes. I'm all for it, to be honest. I think it's decente. It's nothing crazy, but decente, yeah. And the away thing, you know what? The designers really was like, they were looking at the stars, man. They were really buzzing with this one, because this is another galaxy theme. So this has like galaxy space references in the base. The yellow colour as well, really nice and bright. This one isn't as good. I think the yellow colour just doesn't land a little bit like we, isn't it? Just a little bit like we. I'll put it in for Bene though. Lazio up next, and Mizuno have done a nice for Lazio, haven't they? The last couple of years, they've kind of churned out good kit after good kit, and this is just the next in that line. Like for many of the Lazio kits over the last couple of seasons, the main feature is the embossed pattern, and this one's inspired by like various kits from the 90s. So there's like the triangular look from like the Umbro ones, but obviously the Lazio type as well. That being the main feature, but obviously mixed with just nice little bits of accents here and there. You cannot go wrong. I cannot fault this kit in the slightest. I think it's going to be a Bellissima. And in theory, that kind of means the away has to go in there because it's the exact same but yellow. But I don't like it as much. But I can't, you know, that doesn't work. So they're both in Bellissima. Lecce up next, and they're sponsored by an M908. I've never actually heard of them. And the kits are average, aren't they? They're just, you know, nice wavy lines in the base, simple stripes for Lecce, clean look, you know, whatever. There's a few too many sponsors on there, but I understand that clubs need to make money. Yeah, it's meh, isn't it? It's meh. And the same goes for the way. It's also meh. There's not much to say. When there isn't, that's where they should go in like meh. Monza up next, and I always think Monza kits look the same. They've got their traditional look, the white stripe behind the badge. They always go for it. But this time, Lotto's back, and it's nice to see Lotto back. They made some of the best kits in the 90s. They really did. But here, I think... pick a place to put the logo, lads. You've gone like, right, I like it when Lotto has cascading sleeves, but I also like it when they have it down the side, and also we should have a big one on the sleeves as well. Like, pick one, lads. Like, it's too much Lotto. It is. I understand that you're happy to be back, and they probably have been making kits for years, so I'm saying back. It might be a bit condescending, but anyway, calm down. Just calm down. I'll put this one in there, and the same goes for the away. It's the same thing, but white. Napoli up next. Now, let me tell you a quick story, right? About a week ago or 2 weeks ago, I had like a little mental breakdown. Not really, but kind of. It's about football, so it doesn't really matter. But I support Chelsea, if you didn't know, and we are just a basket case of a club right now. It's so much of a headache supporting Chelsea, and we haven't kicked a ball yet. We've played pre-season, which has been terrible. We're signing about 1 million children. There's no real plan. We're getting rid of all of our like favourite players. It's a headache, right? It's a headache. So when I saw this Napoli kit, I was like, I'm a Napoli fan. I was like, no, that's me. I'm a Napoli fan because this kit is fire. Antonio Conte's the manager. You might sign Billy fucking Gilmore. I'm a Napoli fan. I might as well be a Napoli fan. I love Naples. It's a great place. The best pizza in the world exists there. Just down the road, you've got probably one of my favourite places in the world in Sorrento. I think I'm a Napoli fan. Anyway, that's got nothing to do with the kit. I'm going back into the kit now. It's unreal. It's gorgeous, isn't it? Like, again, traditional, clean, all these words that I was just referencing goes hand in hand with this kit. It is just that simple, sleek, beautiful polo collar that's kind of giving Maradona vibes, you know, those late 80s, early 90s kits. The MSC sponsor just works on the base of this one, and also across the whole base, there's that Napoli little embossed logo all over, like they've had for the last couple of seasons now, which is quite nice. It just links the kits together of this era of Napoli, which has been a decent era for them, or us, should I say. Yeah, this kit is winning. It absolutely is winning. The shiny base, it's got everything for me. It has absolutely everything. I love it. It's made me a Napoli fan, so it has to go in Bellissima. And the same goes for the away shirt, because it's the exact same, but white and black. And for some reason, the white and black's even better. So, yeah, both in Bellissima. Right, up next, Parma, who are back in the Serie A after a little while away. Puma makes their kits, their home shirt, traditional black cross, nothing else. I think they went with a few different colours in the last one, and it kind of made it a little bit jarring, so they've just stripped it back again now. To sponsor is a bit of an eyesore, especially trying to fit it in within the black cross. I understand why, again, you have to do that, but it's just a bit of a shame. This kit is kind of nothing to me. I think, if anything, the sponsor being there is just a little bit of a letdown, so I'll put it in Va Bene. As for the away, the blue and yellow version, this isn't great. There's something about this that just doesn't work. I think it's the outlines. It's the black thick outline on the stripes, and also they've outlined the Puma badge, and there's just something about it that looks too cartoonistic. Looks like a drawing because of the outline, and it doesn't land. It really, just something ain't right about this kit. This is a terrible. Torino next on now. The home shirt has some very, very, very subtle patterns that nods to the Mole Antonellia. It's a big monument in Turin. It's like the main attraction there, even though I didn't go when I went. I don't know why. Anyway, nice little bits of architecture in there. It's actually so subtle though. If I didn't read this, I wouldn't have seen it on the kit. And to be honest, it's going to be hard showing you in this video just because the photos don't do it justice, but it's there and it's nice, and it does add to it as well. And the silky material, the kind of maroon colour, there's something here. It's okay, it's nice. I think this one's a Va Bene, it's decent. Udinese up next, and we've got another retro throwback. This one's inspired by the 95-96 season, so it's got the stripes, it's got the polo collar, but yeah, this doesn't land again. It's the sponsor that lets this down. I always feel quite bad for talking about the sponsors, because I understand why they're important to clubs, and especially smaller clubs. I want to say small, but smaller. But that patch on the front just feels too big, too much like an advert. And when you talk about kit design, it does ruin it, unfortunately. So yeah, I'm gonna put this in meh. And obviously the same will go for the away, same kind of sponsor problem. The base is yellow, there's some wavy patterns in there. But speaking of sponsors, I think I'm being trolled with this. I'm not 100% sure if this is a joke or not. Have you seen the sleeve sponsor? Like, what? That's a meme. That's literally a meme on the sleeve. Like, how are they okay with that? How much money are they paying for that? Is it even real? I have so many questions. I can't get on board with it. It's going in there anyway, but I don't understand. And of course, Venezia's kit isn't out still. They've had loads of problems financially. Drake has actually helped them out, which is a bit weird. And in turn, that means the kits are going to be sponsored by Nocta, like OVO, Nocta kind of collaboration. And the leak, it looks dreadful, like really bad. It's a pretty bad leak at the minute. The photo's not great, so it's hard to tell, but if that's what it looks like, it's going in terribly. And finally, once I finished filming, I looked at my tier list and I was like, no, that's not right. There's some that needs to be moved around. So I actually moved both Milan kits higher, and I actually dropped that Lazio yellow one down, just because I'm not as in love with that as I am with the home shirt. And I think that's fair, and I think I balanced out the tier list a little bit better then. Right, and there we have it. That is a long video. I've been chatting for a while. I hope you've enjoyed it. It's been a lot of fun. This is the tier list, by the way. This is how it's ended up. So many Decentes and so many Bellissimas. It's a wonderful league full of wonderful kits. And I didn't even talk about the third kits. Like, you know, there's some amazing third kits in there. I'm talking about the Juve one specifically. I might have to do a third kit video, maybe like a general one or something like that. Let me know what you want to see in the comments below. But that's it for now. Of course, I'm going to keep these ranking videos coming because I'm really enjoying them. The new season's just here now, so it's good to be talking through them. I'll probably do La Liga or Bundesliga next again. Let me know what you want to see, and that's what will be done. But that's it. I'll stop waffling. Thank you so much. I'll see you next week.